Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, hello. Yep. Thank you, Audrey, for reminding me it's not recording. Okay. So the sound meter. This I just got this one summer maybe or early this year. I forgot exactly, something like that. So I'm learning as well. So bear with me. But it's actually very good because the old one is I inherited from school when I came in 06. At that time, that sound level meter was already many years old. So this one is really good, and I still have not learned everything out of it yet, but it should be enough for this class. Okay, so then I plug in onto, let's do the sound level meter. Then we need an amplifier. They call it pre-amplifier. I don't know why. Maybe the actual amplifier is in the sound level meter. They tend to call this thing a pre-amplifier. Okay, its job is to make sound, trying to run away, trying to make the sound bigger, amplify the sound, and we will need a half-inch microphone like this, a half-inch microphone, maybe like this for the camera and for you guys. And after I retirement, I probably can do some YouTube, be a YouTuber, right?
I think you could be.
And then just threading the microphone very carefully, and then you connect it to a cable so that it's flexible. You can put it in right away, but it's rigid. So if you have an extension cable, that makes things much flexible. So there's a line and a dot. You just align them, fairly simple and straightforward. Align them, and then you put the other end onto the sound level meter. Okay, now let me connect to the power. I try not to use the battery inside the handheld sound level meter because I don't do the sound level meter outside on the field. If I were doing this, say on a cornfield, on a cross traffic light cross section, then I would use a battery. But I always use it in my lab. So I decided not to use battery because battery, if I forgot to take it out, over time it collapses. And then it damages the circuit inside. Okay, now I'm going to turn the power on, and there's an app that comes with this new sound level meter. This is new. I don't have this in the old sound level meter. So what you see on the monitor is exactly what I see on the sound level meter. It's a mirror. It basically just a mirror. It basically just kind of a copy whatever is on the sound limiter screen onto a computer screen. I mean, you could use your cell phone to sync to this monitor, but let's don't do that this year. I think Sydney you did one time. No, I showed you one time.
I think you showed.
Yeah, I showed you using my cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really cool. I mean, essentially, you can control this sound limiter when you are in Taiwan or in Europe, when you are in Florida on the beach. Because as long as this one's on and connected to the internet, and you have the correct password, you can control it remotely. So if I put it in, say, Strauss Run Forest hanging on a tree, as long as it has battery and Wi-Fi, I can control it. Just so you know that it's how fancy it is nowadays. It takes a while to turn on the sound limiter, so I'm talking nonsense to kill time. Talking about things that I would never do. Some people do though. Some people they record sound in a forest in front of a bat cave. Yeah. Okay. And feel free to stop me and feel free to eat or drink or whatever. And okay, so the sound limiter is ready. As you can see, the icon here becomes colorful. It was all grayed out. So I'm going to click on this sound limiter and showing. Did I click it? Here you go. And it's connecting. Okay, let's go to the live view. Here's a lot of fancy functions. Let's do the live, so it's kind of from the scratch. So here, then you have this display. The display here is basically the sound pressure level over time. And I personally like the second screen. I'm going to scroll to the second screen. This is the second screen. So it shows the level in A weighting and the slow integration. Yeah, by the way, how many have you watched the video for topic 3?
Yeah.
You all do? To the end?
Yeah.
Almost the end? Oh, okay. Because that affects whether I should repeat very silly things or not. It seems like you all get to the bottom of topic 3? Wow.
We might have thought it was due today. Yeah.
So you thought we are going to have the quiz today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess you earned a 7-day relaxing time. You are ahead for 7 days.
Relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing.
It was a tough. This was a tough.
Very tough. I'm with you, especially when you
lot.
don't do it every day. I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
I do it often, but not every day. But I do think this. I mean, I think I want you to have some experience so you know how it goes. I know you likely not going to do it. You just hire a professional to do it every. I think they do it one annually in the clinic. They just hire. They hire some.
Like Christmas.
Yeah, they do. Golden Stove is the company they do the calibration for a clinic.
Oh, that is right. Dr. Vance did say calibration's coming up.
Yeah. Calibration is coming on. Then all the portable parameters go back and things like that. They have to calibrate. Those guys come here for 2 or 3 days. They calibrate everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's expensive though. But it's for clinic they can afford the finance. For a research lab, we have to calibrate ourselves because we are poor rats. Okay, so then where was I? How come we get to there? Oh yeah, so the here let me show you the we can select the level, select different kinds. We have A weighting. We have A weighting, as you know, is closer to normal hearing, and the C weighting is closer to loud sounds. F weighting, Z weighting is basically no weighting. 0 weighting is everything is as it is. So for research lab calibration, especially for calibrating audiometer, we want frequency specific. So we will look at the Z weighting, but I'm going to show both so you see how it goes. So here it shows 2 numbers actually. Actually it's 3. LAZ. LA here. So it's 66 because I'm talking, and then LZ. LZ is the kind of the Z weighting. Okay. So let me change it to LZ, and then slow. The reason I use slow so the number doesn't jump up and down like crazy. So when they say slow, it's probably 1 or 2 seconds. It's really not that slow. Okay. So then, see, if I were going to, Arthur, can you say something? Try to say something.
Hello?
You are so polite. Hello. Okay. Okay. So it's working. It's responding. It's responding. But now the question is this sound level meter calibrated? Making sense? So this is always when you use a sound level meter to calibrate an audiometer. The question is the sound level meter calibrated? Okay. It's always you want to criticize someone, make sure you criticize yourself first. Okay. So then here comes, they call it acoustic calibrator. So this one is slightly different from the one shown on the slide. So it's very similar, but this one produces exactly 250 hertz and at 114.0 dBSPL. Let me press the button, and then you folks pass along, and then hear that.
Oh, yeah.
It's 250 hertz, and there's only one button on it. I just pressed it, so it turns the sound on. There's no off button. So remember, there's no off button. If you press again, you will just continue producing the sound. It will go off by itself. Just leave it alone, it will go off by itself. So when will it turn off? 1 minute. And if the battery has enough juice, 1 minute will turn off. When the battery is low, getting low, you will turn off earlier, say 45 seconds or 40 seconds, shorter and shorter, as the battery becomes lower and lower. Does that make sense? However, when the battery is coming low, it's still guaranteed 250 Hz at 114.0 dBSPL. It's guaranteed. The circuitry is designed that way. Okay, so make sure you understand this, because this is the tricky thing when you are working with a sound level meter set. This is a tricky thing, so be sure you know that. So I'm going to connect this up to the microphone, which is connected to the sound level meter, and I'm going to press the sound. Is it on? And of course, it's not correct because I have to go down here to do the frequency specific measurement. So here I lingering on the previous monitor for a reason, because I want you to understand the difference between this screen and the previous one. They say this is screen page 2 out of 12. This is page 2. Page 2 shows just one number. So the microphone is picking up all frequencies. So, and every frequency is going through a weighting system. Making sense? Either A weighting or C weighting or Z weighting, and then put them all together to become one number. It's 113.6. So this one is actually not bad. It's close, but we should look at this and select 250 Hertz. This is this is the correct way to calibrate the sound level meter using an acoustic calibrator, because we concerned about the frequency specific accuracy. We don't worry about other frequencies because this calibrator produces only 250 Hertz. Does that make sense? So we look at the frequency specific. You see the sound is dropping. The 250 Hz amplitude is also dropping because it has been about 1 minute, and I didn't press the button again, so it goes away. See that? So 250 goes away. If I press the button again, and you see the bar is standing out, and it's kind of averaging over time, and you see here this one, the level at 250 Hz for a slow integrator, which is 1 or 2 seconds. Up to is 113.7 dBSPL. So this sound level meter is actually not bad. I calibrated it when I got it. So if you compare to the calibrator, it's 0.3 dB off. Am I making sense? I mean, so ideally speaking, we should apply that correction factor. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just say, don't worry about that. 0.3 is anything less than a dB really is not a big issue. Okay, so far so good for this acoustic calibrator. Good. Okay. All right. So let me unplug it. Oh, the sound is still coming. Okay. So then next, let's calibrate the insert earphone from this audiometer. Okay. And I'm a naughty boy. Almost all insert earphones in my lab got tempered. They had bruises and bandages, you see, right? Hammered and like this. So, and let's see if it still works, okay? This one I don't use it often. This one is a spare one, so it could be off. And then we plug in into insert. I'm going to use the right. It's blue, so let's say left. Right. The wheel on the right is closer to my right hand, to my head here. Even though it's blue bandage, it's plugged into the right insert. Okay, and then let's put it here. Cut up intensity. Okay, so then let's produce the sound, and let's do it. Say, make it louder. Insert. Okay. Can you folks hear the sound?
Oh yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. I did too, but I wanted
It's
to
almost like you
just
can hear
go
from the back, right? I turn it
Yeah.
really loud. 110.
Oh yeah.
110 dB HL now. 110. I should say 110 dB on dial because I haven't calibrated yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then, so let me trying to put it back nicely. Okay. Okay. All right. So then, how do we put this? How do we connect?
There's got to be a piece missing.
Yeah, got to do something, right? The 3M tape,
Just say duct tape.
duct tape.
Yeah, I said duct tape.
Okay. And duct tape will work if it's a sealed system. So we need a chamber, and because it's a standard. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. So it's a 2cc coupler. Once I plug it into, there's no thread. It's simply just push it in. No need to turn it at all. Just push it in, and then the sound goes into here. Like so. Ideally speaking, I should have a sponge to put it for the entire thing to rest down. But I'm on a table, so I should not have too much vibration from the earth. Okay. So then now we go to here. Again, we are on the frequency specific view. We are on page 3 instead of page 2. So we are looking at frequency specific information. Here they call it 1/3 octave band. I can go to here, page 5. That's 1/3 octave band. Do you see the difference? Here, page 5 versus page 3. What's the difference? See, yeah, got it.
The bars are bigger.
Yeah. For the page 3, it's 1 octave band. The width of each bar is 1 octave band. But for page 5, the width is 1/3 of octave band only. So it's 1/3 of, obviously is the resolution is better. So we will use 1/3 octave band. So it's almost a industrial standard when you calibrate pure tones or audiometer or standard calibration. You use 1/3 octave band. I mean, whenever you need frequency specific information, you use 1/3 octave band. Okay. Okay, so then let me turn it down so it's not too loud. I'm going to use an example that's similar to the kind of lab 1 or the videos I show and examples. So here I'm going to use this example. So then how do we know the reading now is still going? Let's see. No, it's not. Too soft. Okay. I think 50 is way too soft. $60. Okay. Let's try 60. So then if you recall from the videos and slides, so we need to compute the targeted output dBSPO, right? You folks with me?
Yes.
Yeah. And targeted dBSPO for insert earphone calibration is we need the input level first is 60, right? And the second number we need is RESPO. Remember that? RESPO from NC standards. Very good. Wow, you folks are good. So then RESPO is here, supplementary material, and let's go. It's there, right? And it's recording. Let's see. Yep, it's still recording. Okay, and then NC standards, and it's a standard for audiometer, so that would be this 3.6. And then we are gonna scroll down like crazy to find RESPO figure. I think it's table 5. table 6. Here you go, found it. So this is the recipe for insert earphones, and as you can see, we are using HA2 coupler. So we are looking at this, and we are using 1000 Hertz, so it's here, and HA2 recipe is 0. Perfect. I mean, I like it. I'm not going to complain when the correction factor is 0. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Then the next thing is we need to consider the microphone frequency response, and we are using half-inch mic. So let's go back to the supplementary material, and I'm going to scroll down to microphone, and we are using half-inch microphone, which is the first one. And we will look at the actuator, and lucky we have 1000 Hertz, and it's 0.02, right? Yeah, Victoria, you are ahead. Are you adding 60 plus 0 plus 0.2? That's 60.02.
Can't do that in my head.
The second number is 0. The first one is 60.
Right.
And the third one is 0.02.
So it's 60.0.
Smart. Right? So the targeted DBSPO is 60.02. What's the reading on the sound level meter? 59. We will be looking at this number, the number on the frequency specific one. So just so you know that right now they are almost the same, but we need the 1000 Hertz one. We don't want the one under it which is not frequency specific. The one under it is the after A weighting across all frequencies. Am I making sense? In this case, they are similar because the energy for other frequencies are very small. Okay, so 59.4, and what's the difference? 0.50598? No, 0.58. Is a negative 0.58, less than the targeted. Negative 0.58. Does that make sense? And what's the tolerance then? What's the NC standard tolerance for insert earphone? This is the type 2 diameter. So then let's go to the. I know it's 3 dB. It's on the. It's also on the NC standard, but it's 3 dB. So this one is fine, no problem. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's walk through another example. Let's do say 2000 Hertz. I'm going to change it to 2000 Hertz if I know how to do that. Here you go. 2000 Hertz. You probably heard it from the speaker by itself. Let me turn it down. Sorry about that. Here you go. We use this in the nursery, so and we turn it up, so we make sure sound is going out. But after this summer, we updated our system. Okay, so now we are at 2000 Hertz. As you can see, the bar. The cursor is not at the right location, so we are gonna change it to 2000 Hertz. Is correct. And the reading, we are looking at the 2000 Hertz number, and it seems like 64.8. Can someone write it down so I don't? Thank you so much. Okay, now let's go through the process to compute the targeted DBSPO. And so dB on dial 60. I mean, I didn't change it. 60. Recipe, let's go back to recipe. Recipe is here. Recipe HA2 coupler for 2000 Hertz is 3.0. Can someone write down? Okay, thank you. Now let's look at the microphone frequency response. 2000 Hertz. Oh no, this is not 2000 Hertz. What do we do here?
Cry.
Say again?
Cry.
Yeah. Do you have a tissue?
Yes.
Yeah, so we find the one that is closest. So we have 1995 versus 2114. I think 1995 is closer. So we use that one, and the correction factor is 0.04. Can someone write down? So then we have 60 plus 3.0 plus 0.04 That's 63.04, right? Okay. And what's the reading on the sound level meter? It still stays 64.8, right? Can someone give me a difference? Say again?
I don't know. Hold on. 1.04?
1.04?
I think that's right.
Okay. I mean, you can pull out your cell phone and then do the computation because
1.67.
1.67, okay. And it's still, the tolerance is still 3 dB, so it's still good. Okay. I don't think I need to go. So if you were, then if you go through the same procedure, you basically calibrate the insert earphone. And after you calibrate the right channel, you calibrate the left channel. You calibrate both channels. Okay. And it's done with insert earphone. I think for NC it's 60 or 50. I forgot. They have a recommended dB on that level. Any question before I move on to bone vibrator? Good. Okay. So then let's move on to bone vibrator. So bone vibrator. Let me. Here you go. Okay. Unplug here. Let me take. Yeah, it gives me the warning that the preamp is disconnected. So I'm going to take out the half-inch mic. It has done its job. It earns a rest. So we are now coming to use the 1-inch microphone, bigger one. And then we have this. It's another kind of coupler. I mean, this guy, when the top is sealed, the chamber inside is 6 cc. So this is a 6 cc coupler. Okay. For some reason they make it really heavy. Okay. And then I'm going to thread this down. And then I will remove the cap. So now you can see this is the diaphragm of a microphone. Shiny. Yeah, we protect the microphone, the diaphragm very carefully. When I speak, I put it away because if I spit, then the calibration will be affected. So it's very delicate. A few dust, a few little thing landed on it will affect the calibration. So now we put it back on, and then I already. This is one is for practice. I take it out. Where is it's in my hand? That's the reason I couldn't. Where is it? Okay, so let's make sure it produces sound first. So it's AC, and let's stay at 60. So yep, I hear it. Trust me, this sound. You will see it from the sound level meter. You can hear?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not lying, right?
No, you're not lying.
Okay. Okay, here you go. So then here we put it right on, but for this we need to kind of put this so that the headphone doesn't fall off, and then we have this weight without the ring. Put it on. The weight is mimicking the force of the headband. Oh yeah, this weight is mimicking the force of the headband. I don't know how many Newton is it, but it's mimicking the force of it. Okay. And then I need to put this back in. I haven't threaded this in yet, so this amplifier is going in. Okay. Okay, and then make sure the tab is facing upwards. Oh, I don't have to because it's not a cable. It's a flexible cable. I can turn it all the way. Here you go. Okay, let me confirm it's connected. All right, and we'll see. Okay, it's coming up. So 2K, as you can see, has an outstanding bar. The sound is coming out. So then let's do similar thing. The calibration is very similar. The targeted dBSPO is very similar to inserts. So let's don't look at the sound meter. Let's look at the dB on dial 60. Can someone write down? Thank you. And then let's look up to the respo. The respo, I'm going to the that's the respo. Respo is here. So we need a respo for supraoral headphone, which is table 6 here. And this headphone is TDH 49/50. So we are using the column on the right. The coupler is the NBS 9A style. It's the correct type. This type is called NBS 9A. And we are at 2000 Hertz. Okay, 2000 Hertz. So respo is 11.0. Can someone write this number? You got it? You're ahead. Thank you, Audrey. Now, the third number we need is the frequency response of the microphone. We are using 1-inch microphone now. Okay. So then we go back to the supplementary material and open the 1-inch microphone frequency response chart. And of course, we scroll down and then look at the actuator column for 2000 Hertz. Oh no, not 2000 Hertz. And of course, we find the one that's closest. So 1995, the correction factor is 0.20. So then we have 60 plus 11 plus 0.20. Am I right? So that's 71.2. Is that correct? Okay. So now let's look at the sound level meter. And the reading for 2K is 85.1. Okay, the difference I think is pretty big. Oh, can someone give me a difference?
I think it's 13.9.
Yeah, nailed it. This guy is not calibrated for supraoral headphone. Right? Luckily, I don't use it. So the question now becomes, as you know, are so good. Then does that mean I cannot use the audiometer? So imagine if you hire, say, Golden Stove when they come, they say, "Oh, your audiometer is not complying with NC, throw it away to trash can." No, right? Yeah. They do some. I mean, in the machine, there is a way they can implement correction factor. Am I making sense? So they can do it within the machine so that it will make the correction inside the machine. So in a sense, the output is 13 dB louder than it should be, right? Then you just turn it down. And then it's, instead of 60, it will show 73, 75, 73. Am I making sense? So they have their way of collaborating so that the dial, the number on dial complies with NG standards. And of course, the step size is 5 here, but when they calibrate, the step size, I think they can go down to 1 dB. Yeah, with their spatial password, they can do that. So that's how they calibrate audiometer for clinics. And for the lab, we have the passcode for this machine, so we can do that. But I don't use Supra. The insert is within calibration. I think that's because I applied the calibration factor many years ago. And the Supra is not complying because I don't care. I'm not using it. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else before I move on to the bone vibrator? You good? Okay. Bone vibrator is very similar. So let me bone vibrator. It's here. If I can take it out. Okay. Okay. I need to learn to be patient in front of many people, because it's embarrassing. I'm wasting time. Everybody's time just untangling the cable. But if I don't do that, then things may become messy later. So bone vibrator, plug it in. Okay. Let's change it to bone vibrator, and let's do 60, so we get tons of distortion. Change it to 500 hertz. Okay. Trust me, the sound is there. It's making my fingers numb. Okay. Okay, so let's take out this. Okay. Oh yeah, let me turn it off now. For bone vibrator, we need an additional piece of thing. I glued it. I glued it, tried to fix it, and I think but which way? Here you go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This whole thing went off, and I have to glue it back. And the latch is actually here, not glued. It's fun working in a lab, right? So this piece is called artificial mastoid. I mean, just a piece of plastic. I mean, no offense. Wow. But it's specially made. So its frequency response mimics the frequency response of a human temporal bone. Yeah, so then just put it nicely on top. Okay. And then we put the bone vibrator. Okay. And if I put it, it doesn't want to stay, right? So I have to kind of use the ring and then use the weight, make sure it's centered, and then, okay? And then don't forget the ring, because that's the force of the bone vibrator headband. I mean, apparently the bone vibrator headband, according to ANSI standard, it has a stronger force. The additional force is the weight of the extra ring here. Yeah. Making sense? Okay, so now let's do it. I can hear the sound from here. Can you hear from the... Okay. And you see there's an outstanding bar at 500 hertz. Let's look at that. Okay, so let's don't worry about the sound meter reading yet. Let's compute our targeted DBSPO. This is probably the most complex formula you have. And there are a total of 6 numbers. Okay. The first one is the dB on dial. So 60. Okay. The second number is redfall. Redfall. Let me turn it off for now. It's very noisy. Makes me dizzy. So then let me go to NC standard. NC standard is here. Bone vibrator, I think, is table 8, maybe?
I think it was 5.
5? The one before?
No, actually, sorry.
Is 8? Okay, here you go. It's okay. So you see, it's not a sound pressure level anymore. It's a force level. I mean, it's actually measured in Newton or micronewton. The N here stands for Newton. So it's a force. Imagine the force. Okay. Okay. So then we are doing 200. We're doing 500 hertz, and we are using. Let's say we put it on mastoid location. Okay. I mean on here, but let's say we do it on mastoid location, and it's 67. Redfall is a big number. See that? For insert at 1000 hertz is 0. For super aurora is 11. For bone vibrator, it's 67. That's crazily big. Does that make sense? Okay. 67. Okay, we got the second number down. And the next one is the microphone response, microphone frequency response. So we are using the same 1-inch microphone. So I'm going to find the 1-inch mic. Is this 1 inch or half inch? This is half inch. So this is 1 inch. Let me confirm that. 1 inch. So 1 inch, 500 hertz. Oh no, of course we find the closest frequency, right? So it's 501 hertz. Oh, the microphone response is 0. Correction factor is 0. Perfect. The third number is 0. I love it. If every number is 0, then I know the answer. Okay. Now we need to consider that artificial mastoid. That one has its own frequency response, right? So then we will need to open the artificial mastoid, go to supplementary material, and artificial mastoid is here. Artificial mastoid, and its reference menu. And I'm going to scroll down to chapter 4. I mean, it shows all the steps I just showed you here. I actually like this menu very, very well. The pictures are very clear. And let's go to chapter 4. Here you go. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So this is the frequency response of the artificial mastoid. And which column shall we look at? We will look at the column that says AMC 493, because that's the model of that artificial mastoid I have. Am I making sense? So we are looking at column 4, and the frequency is 500 hertz. So column 4, 500 hertz, negative 12.8. Can you force it? Okay, you got it. You are fast. So then the next number is the temperature effect of that artificial mastoid, because it's plastic, so the temperature has effect. How do I know the temperature of this room then? Will it work? Doesn't work. So then luckily we have this in the lab, and it is let's say 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, great. Yeah, I mean this. So let me scroll down to the temperature effect. You see, yeah, you probably know what I mean here. You see, the temperature here is in Celsius. For almost all thermometer on the back, there's a push button. Push it. Now it shows you 24 degrees Celsius. Yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, I think most thermometer has that switch, I believe. So currently it's 24 degrees Celsius. So then we look at 24 degrees, 500 hertz, 24, 0.9. This is the frequency response, a temperature response for the artificial mastoid, according to 0.9.
Thank you.
Yep. And then the next number is the humidity effect. The humidity effect. I mean, this is the last one. This is the last one. This is the last one. Humidity is 49%. Is that right? The big number on the 49%. 49%. So let me scroll down to the humidity. And they say, hey, Dr. Jeng, there are 3 tables here. Which one should I use? So we look at the temperature. It has 19 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees, and 27 degrees. So the temperature now is 24. So the closest one is 23. So we use the second table. And the humidity is 49. We don't have 49. Again, we use the closest one. So which is 50%. And 500 hertz. Oh, lucky me. 0. Not bad. Hopefully that will make Victoria happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have all the 6 numbers, right?
Yeah.
Can let me just open a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, and then if you folks can read me the number, then Excel will do the job. Just a moment. Okay, the first number I know, 60. The second number,
67.
67. Third,
0.
0. Fourth one,
Negative 12.8.
12.8. The next one,
24. Or no, that's 0.9.
say again,
0.9.
0.9. And the last number,
0.
0. Add them all together. Ah. Okay. So the targeted DBSPO is 115.1. Okay, is it visible? Oh, let me make it bigger. Okay. So the actual reading, now let's go to the actual reading. So let me deliver the tone. We are looking at the 500 Hertz number, and we have waited about more than 2 seconds, so it should be enough. 111.7. Okay, right? So let me write down. Let me turn off the sound. It's very annoying. So 117, is that right? 0.1 or something? Do I have 0.1?
0.1.
0.1. Okay, thank you. And the difference equals targeted minus, make sure, negative 2. Negative 2 dB. The difference is negative 2 dB. NC standards, I think I forgot. I think it's still 3 dB. I mean, whatever standard it is, compare with it. Let's say it's 3 dB. Then it's within the NC standards. And you do it across different frequencies, and that will be it. Okay. So we just went through the very first and probably the most important factor you will calibrate for an radiometer, targeted DBSPO. Okay. All right. Okay. I think on the we also mentioned some what other parameters we measure? I forgot. Let's go through some of them. So yes, I'm here. Acoustic upper level, we spend nearly an hour finished them all. The three transducers, we finished them all. If you do the sound field, it's very easy. Just hold it, or you can put it there on the bottom. There is a standard screw for tripod. You just screw it in, put it on a tripod. That's it. So it's fairly standard. You either hold it with your hand or put it on a tripod, and you will record the sound from the environment. Okay. So then MLO. Okay, let's try MLO then. You folks fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. So let me switch to the insert earphone, because this setup is very. For some reason, this vibration is very. It's not present. You good? You can tolerate that?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you folks' ear are still young. As you get old, your tolerance becomes very goes away. So I'm gonna disassemble all this. Okay. So just so, I mean, the way to put it back is just the reverse. It's nothing fancy, just reverse. Put everything back. So the 1-inch mic, I'm gonna put it back, and I will take out the. As a future YouTuber, I should do it under the camera, right? Okay. So here, And then now let's put it here. I need the half-inch mic. Put it back in. I'm going to do the insert earphone, so because that one is easier to demonstrate. It goes to a higher intensity. Okay, and of course we need the coupler, 2cc coupler. Here you go. And we need the insert earphone, which is where is it? Here. It's here. Okay. Here you go. It's connected. Yeah, it's still connected. It's good. Okay. Okay. Let me turn it to insert. Let's do 1000 hertz. So kind of standard. There you go. Yep. Yeah, I can hear the sound. So let's do it from the highest. For this diameter, the highest it can go at 1000 hertz is 110. So let's do that and then do this. Okay. For the MLO, we don't care about the that complex formula. We just read it from the sound level meter. That's it. Okay. It's very simple actually. So let me let's do this, and then 1000 hertz. Okay. So it's dB. Let me create a new sheet. So then to make it bigger, I guess. So let's say this is dB on dial, and it's 110. Okay, and this one is DSPL. Okay, it's the reading on the sound level meter. Okay, follow with me. Okay, let me make this wider. Okay, so DBSPL, this is reading is 106.8. 106.8. Okay, right. So I'm gonna do 105, 100, 95. Okay, I guess I will just copy the pattern. Let's do it. We can go down as far as it should be enough from here. So, okay. So then now let me change it to 105 from the diameter. Okay. And the reading now is 102. You with me? Okay. Okay, 102. Now let me change the dial number to 100. I'm decreasing the intensity. Wait for a few seconds because it's a slow integrator. It's now 97.2. So 97.2. And then now let me turn it 5 dB down, 95. Wait for a few seconds. Be aware, when I talk, it doesn't affect the reading. That's good. That means the entire thing is sealed. If say the tube or the connection or anywhere is not completely sealed, when I talk, it will affect the reading. The fact the reading is not changing when I'm talking, indicating the chamber is properly sealed. Okay, so 92.4, 92.4. Continue 90, and let's repeat a few runs. If I shake the table, let's see. Come on. It's not 1000 hertz. If I measure low frequency, it's not 1000 hertz. Okay, anyway. It's 87.7. Now turn it down to 85. Okay, if I wiggle it, yeah, of course. Just so you know that it's responding to the sound. 82.9. Okay. 82.9. Okay. 80. $78.2. I mean, you realize this is actually goes really fast. If you're two people, one turn the knob, the other read it, it's done probably in 5 minutes. 75, the reading is 73.5. Then do this. 70. $68.8. 65. 64.1. 60. We did 60 before. We'll see. You probably still have that number with you. It's 59.4. If you have that number with you, you see, was it consistent? 59.4. 1K insert. The same? Okay. 59.4. I couldn't remember. It was quite a while ago. So let me go back to the slide. So the format is the same as the slide, so I don't confuse you for no reason. The next column is dB difference. Okay. dB difference is very. It's just, let me see. Okay. Okay. So dB difference is these two, this one minus this one. So let me put the formula. Equals 1 C2 equals B2 minus B3. I'm going to let it stay on this. Does that make sense to you? So it's the difference between when the dial is 110 versus 1.5. So the difference is 4.8. So remember, the dial is, the step size is 5 dB. Does that make sense? Okay. So then let's see. Let me go to the slide. So I use the same dB deviated from step size 5 dB. Okay. So this is dB difference, and the other one is dB deviated from dB deviated from 5 dB step size. Right? So let me make it wrap. Maybe wrap the text so it doesn't take. Okay, it's taking a little bit to show. Okay, so alignment, wrap text. Okay. Okay. Good. So then the column D equals 5 dB minus whatever it is in front, right? Enter. It's point. I think, do we do it the other way around? I think we do it the other way around. We use the negative number in this case. So let me switch the formula. Is the number before it minus 5 dB. So negative 2. Negative 0.2. Does that make sense? You folks are still with me? Okay. Let me make sure I use the same form. Yeah. Okay. And then go to here, and within tolerance. Okay. So the next column is within tolerance. Within. Say yes or no. And let me format cell, wrap text, and do something like this. Okay. So what's the tolerance for MLO? I think it's let's see, tolerance. There are two numbers you consider. our step size is 5 dB now, right? So the first number is 3/10 of the dB size. So 3/10 is 0.3. 5 dB multiplied by 0.3 is 1.5. Are you with me? So the first number is 1.5. The second number is 1. We use the smaller number so that our calibration is more strict. Whichever is smaller, we use that as the criteria. So in this case, 1 dB is smaller, so we use 1 dB as the tolerance. So tolerance is 1 dB. Let's go back to here. Is it within 1 dB tolerance? Yeah, right? So yes. So far so good? Okay. And the rest is just repeat the same procedure. Here, you guessed it, equals this number minus the number under it, right? And then enter. 4.8. And then here equals this number minus 5. Oh, wait a moment. Did I do C3 minus? This is a negative number. Let's see. For myself, negative number should number. Okay. Oh, yeah. I have a negative sign here. Okay, stupid me. Sorry for that typo. So then it's still within tolerance, correct? And I'm gonna just copy the formula, alright? Now you have it, okay? And then I'm going to copy the formula here. Now you have it. And so which one is it's yes. Oh no, what's this? This is weird. How can we have 92 here?
I think you just mistyped.
Probably
Not 82.
80. What's yours on your
82.
82? It's a typo. 82 point how many? 9. Thank you. I got caught red-handed. So it's all within tolerance. Okay, super, right? So MAO is the highest number on dial that produce linear output. When we say linear output, we mean we are referring it's within tolerance, right? The highest number that says yes within tolerance. In this case, that is 110. So this guy is how do I put a big check? This guy. So let me just type it. This let's say MAO is 110 dB on dial. Okay, so this is fairly common for audiometer. So have you wondered how come when I turn it to 110 I cannot go any further? Am I making sense? Because when a professional calibrator came in, when they did it to up to 115, they found it violates the linearity. They disabled it. Am I making sense? So that's the reason I have linearity within all the range I can use, and that's the reason when I switch to a different frequency, I can only go. Let me change it to say 125 hertz, and then let me try to go up. It can only go up to 70. It cannot go up any further. How come 1000 is 110 and 125 hertz is 70? Because they set it within the audiometer. And how come they set it? It's because they calibrated the linearity. They only let you use when it's within linearity tolerance. Otherwise, it won't be very accurate. If they allow you to use higher intensity that goes beyond the tolerance, I mean the result will be inaccurate. Does that make sense? So when you calibrate an allometer in the clinic, your goal is to make sure it's all within linearity. It should be. Otherwise, it's really broken. Am I making sense? Okay. So we are not going to go to the other end. The other end of linearity would get down to the very soft sounds. That becomes very tricky because you have to deal with the ambient acoustic noise and the ambient electric noise. Don't mess with that. Okay. Right. So any question about the MPLO, which is basically linearity, before I move on to the next measurement? Good. Okay. What is the next measurement? Let's see. Need my glasses. Linear frequency accuracy. Okay, this guy. Frequency accuracy. All right. Let's have some fun. So, I mean, Dr. Jeng, let me deliver the sound. Insert. Tone. Oh. Let me make it loud so it's clear. So it's I'm Dr. Jeng, it shows 1000 hertz. Right? It shows 1000 hertz. It's a 1/3 octave band. It's still in other words, it's 1/3. The resolution is 1/3 of 1000 hertz. So the resolution is 333.33 hertz. That resolution is too it's not enough. Am I making sense? So we are talking about very fine resolution of the frequency. Is it really 1000 hertz? Am I making sense? So 1000 hertz. Okay, let's try it then. One way to do it is to do it oscilloscope. This is called so-called oscilloscope. It shows the time waveform, and we can connect the sound from the sound level meter to the oscilloscope. We just need another cable like this. This is almost like the same phone jack you plug into a computer or a regular old cell phone, right? And the same thing you plug into the sound level meter. Okay, and then it gives you output, and they have, of course, they are engineers. They have ACs and DCs. We don't care about the DC. We want to know the sine wave, which is AC, right? So let's connect the AC. Okay, and let's do is sound coming. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's coming. So the oscilloscope is nothing fancy. You just hit auto set, and you will find the best display for you. Here you go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So it's nothing fancy. You just make auto reset. You just search and then find the best display for you. I mean, of course, we can say make it a bit wider, like this. Make it a bit taller. Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Let's measure the. Let's put some cursor on. Measure the frequency with two cursors. The first cursor location, we can move it. Can you see the first cursor moving? Oh no, not here.
No.
This one is moving. Can you see it? On your left, the cursor on the left is moving. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of move it toward the center of the peak. Okay. And then the other cursor, let's move it. Can you see it moving here? Move it to the center of the the following peak. Alright. So now we have two cursors, and it reads the cursor one is negative 0.79 millisecond. Can someone write down?
0.79.
Yeah, negative 0.79. And the other cursor is positive 0.22. Okay, so the distance between these two, you kind of add and you minus them. The first number minus the next number, what would you get? What do you get? So 7922 is 1.01, right? 1.01, correct? I mean negative. It's the time between the two peaks is 1.01. 1.01. Yeah, I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. The we can use we do it the other way around. If we do the subtraction the other way around, you keep the positive number. I mean, basically the interval between the two peaks, right? So then it's 1.01 millisecond. So that's the periodicity. You have to convert it to second. Yeah, that's a tricky thing, right? So that's 0.00101, right? 0.00101 second. Yeah, that's a tricky thing. You have to convert it to second.
0.001.
01.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the periodicity in second. You do the reciprocal, that will give you the frequency. So if you have a cell phone, are you able to do the reciprocal of that? 1 over 0.00101. Okay, got it?
Is that correct?
Yeah. 990.09901.
You showed us that.
Yeah.
Let's take two decimal locations. Yeah, don't be too crazy.
990.09.
Okay, thank you.
And that's the
Frequent hertz in hertz.
Does everyone get that?
You get that? So then you have the formula here. Observed hertz minus expected hertz divided by expected hertz. Right. So the observed hertz is 990.09. Right. Minus expected hertz is we expect exactly 1000 hertz. Yeah, of course we expect perfect frequency. And then divided by 1000. Everybody got the formula ready? 990.09 minus 1000. After that, divided by 1000.
Minus 1000 divided by 1000.
Mm-hmm. I think some of you already got some number. 0.001, is that correct? Yep, 0.00991. Yep. 0.0. Depending on how many decimals, how many precisions you have. Yeah, that one. Yeah, 0.00 negative 0.00991. Yeah. And then you convert it into percentage. So that means you multiply 100. You want to convert it into percentage. Yep, negative 0.991%. Yeah. So we have the frequency accuracy in percentage for 1000 hertz. For this diameter insert earphone, it's negative 0.991%. That's the frequency accuracy. And what's the tolerance? According to NG standard, the tolerance is, this is type 2 diameter, so it's 2%. I mean, even if it's type 1, it's still within it. So it's still good. So this one is frequency accuracy is within NC tolerance for 1000 hertz through insert earphone from the right channel. Okay. Good? Okay. So then the next one is total harmonic distortion. Thank God, this device is already I think $7,000 already. And FFR, to do total harmonic distortion, I need to purchase a separate module. They call it FFT module. I don't have that much money. So this total harmonic distortion is based on my old sound level meter. The concept applies, but this new one doesn't have that capacity. I cannot show you. Okay, the closest one I can show you is from here. Is it? I mean, if you come from say, if you say the fundamental is 100, then you have 200, 300, 400, 500, and so on and so forth. You have to do this manually, add them all together. But this, don't deal with that. The concept still stands true. I still want you to understand the concept, because the total harmonic distortion is also important when calibrating the radiometer, even though it's not that critical, but it's one important parameter. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. Any questions?
I want to know where to start. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the reason we take it easy, relaxing for 7 days.
We don't relax.
I think going over it though, like how it
Yeah.
kind of helped me understand it more. Like
Yeah.
doing just examples.
100%.
Because I
Yeah.
know we already watched the videos, but I think doing it again just kind of
Thank you.
And seeing it.
and seeing it.
Yeah.
That makes more sense now.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too much trouble, but I totally understand, because you don't do this. You probably have never done this before. This probably is the first time you even heard about those terms. So I totally get it. And but do your best, and then try to come up with some questions we can discuss next Thursday. Thank you for your time and your input. And enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm gonna stop the recording.